Atlanta Falcons go from here? And the simple answer is hopefully up. And in this video, I'm going to give you the keys for success in the future for the Atlanta Falcons. Now, why is this all coming right now? Why am I talking about keys to success in the future? Well, this comes from the fact that the Atlanta Falcons recently lost to the New Orleans Saints 20-17. Now, there's a lot to unpack from that game. I'm not going to really unpack it, but I think it's all contributed to, number one, the Atlanta Falcons did not get off the bus ready to play, and two, they took advantage of the team that they played. They thought they took advantage, and they underestimated the team that they played. The New Orleans Saints is probably the best 2-7 team at the time, and they are capable of beating a lot of teams in that bracket. And the Atlanta Falcons just kind of took their foot off the pedal and let that team win. But we're going to leave that there and go for it. Now, going forward, what do the Atlanta Falcons need to do to be successful? How can they flip the page from this loss? I would say number one thing is continue to work to get guys healthy. There's some guys on their team that re-injured themselves or are injured or were injured during that game. Guys like Troy Anderson, Mike Hughes, and even offensive line depth. There's, I think, Mike Newsel. I'm trying to think. There was one offensive player that was injured. The center's injured. The Atlanta Falcons need to take the time going forward to continue to get these guys healthy. Now, I think that this is advantageous against their upcoming opponent, the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos run a kind of a downhill style play defense, kind of not a high-octane offense, especially with a rookie quarterback. And I'm thinking Troy Anderson will probably be out next game because he re-aggravated that injury. And this is a team you want to play when you have Troy Anderson out. And also Mike Hughes. I'm not sure his status, but him being out is not as important for this game, let's just say, in opposed to playing like the Washington Commanders. And here's why. The Denver Broncos, like I said, are a power team with a rookie quarterback. If you have your guys, Nate Landman can play this team just as well as Troy Anderson because they don't really have that many electric players out of the backfield who Troy Anderson is needing to cover. Now, Troy Anderson against the Saints, they needed him to play Alvin Kamara. But vice versa, they don't really need him as much. They still need him on the team and him to play and him to be healthy. But I don't think they need him as much as they do this game that they did the last game. Also, Mike Hughes, the same. You got Bo Nix back there. No Patrick Mahomes, no Aaron Rodgers. So he will tend to give you interceptions, and he will make bad plays. You just kind of got to play steady on defense and allow him to make mistakes. Now, if I'm Jimmy Lake and I'm scouting Bo Nix, I would play a lot of man this game. Similar game plan to what you did to the New Orleans Saints. We can say this about the Saints. They only had 20 points. Majority came on 2 plays. If you stop those 2 plays, the Saints really only had, 6 points, but neither here nor there. Now, going forward, like I said, injuries are a big key. We have to get guys healthy. Number 2 thing we have to do, we have to be consistent in our performance. We have to continue to practice like we are a good team, because we are. We cannot play up and down to the level of competition like we did the New Orleans Saints, who I think is a better team than people say. They're a better team than 2-7, but still, we have to be consistent, and we have to continue to get the offense rolling. This game, the previous game, shows what happens when your Atlanta Falcons offense is not rolling. At the end of the day, the Atlanta Falcons still had a chance to win the game, and they simply did not. The Atlanta Falcons need to figure out a way to be consistent and get this offense rolling. Key number 3 going forward. We have to continue to balance the passing attack and the running attack. Bijan Robinson showed you what he can be and who he can be. Continue to utilize him as a all-pro running back, but also sprinkle in your downfield passing and your play action. If you're able to continue to mesh these 2 concepts together, the passing and the running, you will be successful going forward. Here's a 4th key and the last key. The Atlanta Falcons do not need to get down on themselves. I know a lot of Atlanta Falcon fans are basically going into panic mode right now, and that's fair. We lost to a 2-7 team who has no aspirations, who are not making the playoffs. But at the end of the day, the Atlanta Falcons are number 1 in their division. They're 6-4. They're 3 games ahead of everybody in their division, and they don't need to panic. Let's not hit the panic button. Continue to build this roster and continue. All you got to do is win 4 of the next 7 games, and you're in the playoffs. So focus on winning 4 games on a schedule that is pretty favorable, and you have an opportunity to win 6 of those 7 or 7 of those 7. The Atlanta Falcons need to focus on the number 4, and if they do that, they will have their first playoff berth in 7 years, and they will have the opportunity to make a deep playoff run with Kirk Cousins leading the helm. Now, if you agree or disagree with me, leave a comment down below. Let me know. And if you want to see more videos like this, check this one out right here. And like always, peace.